Hi, I really hope you are well. As a Chelsea fan and one that struggles to take my emotions out of supporting this Chelsea club, and I really think that is what it's all about, supporting this club or any club for that matter, I'm not fine. And it's such a terrible evening, this particular one, especially after the beautiful news that we've had over the last week. Of course, there was that battle for Moises Caicedo. We finally won it. Then Lavia followed. Then a release clause was activated for Michael Olise. And as all of that is happening and we are excited and we are looking at the kind of squad we are putting together, Lewis Hall, who we believed was going out on loan, has news coming up about him potentially being up for sale by the same team that has done that brilliant business that I've done for Chelsea Football Club. Those same guys, those guys that thought up the beautiful strategies to get these players to this club, are the guys that think it's brilliant to lose Lewis Hall. I really hope it's a dream. I really hope it is fake news. One thing I know for sure is that I need you to subscribe to this channel so we can keep ranting and celebrating every single time we can, and turn on that notification bell so you are able to know whenever a new video has come out. I promise you, they will not always be sad like this particular one. The thing about today is that it's different. And it's a conversation that we've gotten to have on social media and everything. And speaking of social media, please follow me on Twitter. I am at Mugumisa. That's the same for Facebook and Instagram, as well as LinkedIn, if you want to get there with that. But I'm also telling you that I'm on TikTok at D Mugumisa. So follow me there, and we'll have all these conversations getting to go there. Now, the big conversation, if you've missed it, I'll bring it up to you and bring you up to speed. Here is our first tweet that we're going to be basing our conversation on right here. Felix Johnston coming out to tweet, Chelsea are considering a permanent sale for Lewis Hall after delaying his loan move to Palace. Hall had already signed his 6+1 year contract and a pre-contract agreement with Palace, expecting to move on loan last week, but is now left in limbo. Newcastle have had interest for a very long time and had a £17 million bid already rejected this summer. So this is quite confusing. Matter of fact, when we did a video on this, we were talking about the transfers that are going out and what is expected of each of them. We shall remember that we spoke about a Lewis Hall who was said to be unveiled by Crystal Palace. Matter of fact, there was a photo, look at that, there was a photo of Lewis Hall already doing media duties with Crystal Palace on media day. Now, the young lad, who by the way hardly played any football in the preseason, he hardly got an opportunity. You thought that going into that preseason, everything we were doing with the young players, he was at least the deputy to Ben Chilwell. But no, Marc Cucurella played more minutes than Lewis Hall managed to play in there. Ian Maatsen is another exciting young lad, played so many minutes in preseason, everything but at left back, where we thought he would be competing with Lewis Hall. We also know for sure that Lewis Hall views himself as a midfielder. He wasn't even given an opportunity in the midfield, where the likes of, guess who? Cesare Casadei got an opportunity. Santos got an opportunity. Gallagher got all those minutes. And of course, Enzo Fernandez a little bit later. No Lewis Hall, hardly any. He came on as a substitute in the left wing-back position and still did fairly well. This is a kid that, and I've seen a couple of people also alluding to that fact, and I agree. When Reece James was at the age Lewis Hall is, he wasn't doing the things Lewis Hall has done. Lewis Hall has come through and played for Chelsea against teams such as Manchester City and Liverpool, and not being one of the kids that came on. No one wrote about Lewis Hall in those moments to state that the kid got an opportunity, a few minutes and all of that. It was that he did really well. He played in terrible Chelsea sides and came out as one of the better performers in there. Matter of fact, he was a left wing back and doing everything that we needed our number 10s and all of those to do. They weren't doing those. He was opening up space, and yeah, Lewis Hall, now we understand, is up for sale for £30 million. How is it possible? I'll ask again, how is it possible that the same people that somehow managed to usurp Liverpool of that hijacked. They hijacked a hijack, for Pete's sake, and brought Moises Caicedo to Chelsea. The same people that somehow managed to get Lavia, who had been chased by Liverpool all summer, to come into Chelsea. The same people that managed to sell all those players they managed to sell to Saudi Arabia and all of those. The same people that have gone out and done all the kind of scouting we've done and brought in the quality that we have are the same people sending out Lewis Hall to be sold for £30 million. And yes, I understand we might need to balance the books and we need academy players to go out and all of that. I don't know if you're a Trevor Chalobah fan. Yes, I am too. But with the options that we have in those positions and all of that, he could as well be one of those that can be sold. Matter of fact, if you want, sell Ian Madsen. And I really don't want you to do that. But if you really have to sell someone, it cannot be Lewis Hall. Matter of fact, can't we just cut our losses and let Cucurella go? I mean, there's still Gallagher to sell. Sell him as well if you want to. But it cannot be Lewis Hall. How is this something so hard to figure out? You know, if anyone is a parent out there, they will tell you that if the child is laughing a little too much, if the child is too happy that particular evening, then there is a chance that they will be crying in a bit. And that's exactly what Chelsea are going through right now, Chelsea fans especially. I really, really hope that this is one, a rumor, and two, no, I hope it's a rumor. I hope it's a very, very terrible rumor that Lewis Hall, especially for how we have treated him this summer, is up for sale. If you missed that, we did talk about that day when, of course, Lewis Hall had secured that deal to go and join Crystal Palace on loan. It had been that he was reluctant to renew his contract before he went out on loan. I think he had wanted to go out, see how far he had gone, then come back with some sort of leverage to renew his contract. Chelsea said no, they were not going to be doing that. And then the process dragged on, and then suddenly it was okay, oh, you know what, just go on loan if you want to go without signing the contract and all of that, negotiate it. As it's almost done, we are back at the table and we are pushing the boy to sign a new contract if he wants to go out on loan. That is done. He even goes ahead and texts us, I don't want to repeat myself, but here we are, now putting him up for sale. And the interesting bit is that if Newcastle can't get him within the price they want to, they don't even want to pay the 30 million that is being spoken of, they would want to take him on loan, but with an obligation to buy him. Not an option to buy, an obligation to buy. So whatever happens, they want Lewis Hall. If it's on loan, it is so they can buy him next year. If they can buy him now, let's negotiate and come up with a price. But they won't do that for Cucurella. How bad does it get? Let's get to look at some of the other Chelsea fans and what exactly they are feeling around this particular deal and the potential of it getting to come through. We'll go to expected Chelsea. This is a whole thread they have had going on, and they start off Hall created the same number of big chances versus Manchester United as Cucurella did the whole season last year. 2. Hall's creative output is 2.5 times Cucurella's. Hall's tackling percentage is twice Cucurella's. Cucurella's weekly wages is what Hall makes in 4 months. Easy decision on who to keep. And it's right there for us. I just do not know why it is so hard to make it in there. I mean, you could say, yeah, you were selling yourself a kid that is coming in from the academy and all of that. But hey, this is another guy that you've already paid so much for, so you could keep Colwill. Oh, Colwill, you've cost us so much money, haven't you? But hey, you paid so much to keep Colwill, you know, just on loan and not as part of the exchange to get him to the club, Cucurella. You pay him crazy amounts of money. He can hardly do a thing that Lewis Hall cannot do as the backup for Chilwell. Matter of fact, we know how injured Chilwell can be every single season. And if Cucurella is sold and Lewis Hall stays, there is a huge, huge chance that that guy could be the starting left back for Chelsea by maybe February. Or am I pushing it? Could it be the situation of Reece James coming in and staying at the club because, well, they couldn't just let players go? Can we just have a ban and some of our players just cannot leave? Let's keep it going with the thread and the run that expected Chelsea had. Selling Lewis Hall will undo a lot of our good work. He's ahead of where Reece and Levi were at 18. With multiple good performances against top teams, he's a foundational talent. There is no chance he should go. If we can find a pathway for him, we have got to make one. And yes, I agree, this is the kind of player that you make a pathway for. When was the last time you saw an 18-year-old talent hold his own against the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool in his first ever Premier League season? Especially in a bad team, whoever it was, you can be sure they are at least a £50 million player now. Hall is in the same category. Do not sell. Talent retention is as important to build a good team as talent recruitment, and with the likes of Joe Shields and Lawrence Stewart at the club, I am confident that we shall keep Hall. He will double in value in the blink of an eye. Let's see if my faith is justified. Fam, you don't have to wait for your faith to be justified. We are all out here, thousands, millions more that believe in what you're putting out there, because this is exactly our thoughts. Of course, you have a little more detail that you get to add to that right there. The crazy thing about Lewis Hall is, if he was at Brighton and Hove Albion today, Lewis Hall, and he had had just the same season he had for them in more games at Brighton, we would be bidding at least £60 million to get him to Chelsea. But we have him, and we're putting him up for sale for £30 million. Come on, guys. What are we doing here? What are we doing paying the monies we are paying for Ugochukwu, the monies we are paying for all these youngsters? Yet our own that we have developed, that could develop into those roles, we are willing to give away for peanuts even. Yes, I know he's an academy lad. £30 million is a lot of money for an academy lad. No, this is Lewis Hall, not just any other academy lad. Come on, man. Anyways, more to look at, and well, it's quite a bit really. But yes, Football Chasey coming through with one of their own. Really hope Bowley and Clearlake don't ruin what has been a fantastic transfer window by selling one of Cobham's James. Lewis Hall to Newcastle for £30 million would be up there with some of the worst business that this club has ever done. Do not sell him. Paul Winstanley, one of course of the technical directors or recruitment guys at the club. At Gallowgate Report, this is a handle that reports everything Newcastle. On Twitter, they came out and they had someone on a podcast getting to speak, and that is of course Graeme Bailey coming out to express his views on this particular move. And he came out to say Kieran Tierney is a long-term target, but the interesting one is Marc Cucurella. He was linked in January. Dan Ashworth loves this player. If Cucurella wants out and Chelsea want him out, Newcastle are saying we'll take him. We won't pay his full wages, and that's the crazy part. We won't pay his full wages, but if you want him out, we'll take him. It's something Chelsea will consider. Watch out for Tierney and Cucurella, and of course that is that, and it makes sense. You know what? Newcastle, take him on loan. You don't have to buy him. Take Cucurella. Maybe someone will see him playing for you at your level. And in all honesty, it's a higher level than ours lately because it's in the Champions League. But hey, maybe someone will watch him there and will be willing to give us the money that maybe is acceptable. Matter of fact, Cucurella has been so poor for us that no one is offering money to buy him and take him off our hands. Matter of fact, whoever is taking him on loan is not even paying his full wages. But no, it's Lewis Hall will sell. Come on, guys. Send him out on loan. Maybe someone will watch him. Maybe he will do well for them. And however well he does for them, don't bring him back. Because we have Lewis Hall. That's all we are saying, people. That is all we are saying. And it's so easy. How is it so hard for you to see? How? Anyways, let's wind this one up with another fan's view. And on this one, this is Atayamozo coming out to state the ideal situation with Chelsea's LB position is to loan Lewis Hall to Newcastle. Yeah, just loan. No obligation to buy, whatever. I could agree with that. Sell Madsen. I'm not so sure I agree with you, fam. Keep Cucurella. Okay, this is your opinion. Keep Cucurella for one more season and start Chilwell. Cucu is important for the dressing room as he's one of the liveliest, plus speaks Spanish to help Caicedo and Jackson settle. Okay, Fair enough, fair enough. No. I'm sure Pochettino has enough translators in his coaching team. There are a couple of other players who speak Spanish in that team. We can get lively people in the squad. Cucurella just needs to leave. And you know, I have no problem with Cucurella staying at Chelsea. But if you're speaking about Lewis Hall leaving, moreover being sold, well, Cucurella is chilling at the club. Fam, leave. Leave Cucurella, leave. Tough times being a Chelsea fan. We were just talking about how happy we were as Chelsea fans just the other day. Now, this is what we are up to. But hey, this is the life of a Blue. Unless we win trophies while at it. Hi, Arsenal. You guys suffer with these things every single season and you have no trophies to report about. No, I'm not talking about the Emirates Cup or the FA Cup. I'm talking about the ones that mean so much. Gentlemen, ladies, please remember to subscribe to this particular channel. Yeah, subscribe. Get to turn on that notification bell so you do not get to miss out on any of the videos that we get to put out on here. And hey, come to the comment section and let's have all those conversations. Do you believe that Lewis Hall is worth just £30 million and that you are okay with him leaving the club? Let's have those conversations right there, as well as on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok, and everywhere else that you can get to find me at. Sad or happy, we keep the blue flag flying high. Just stay tuned. We'll be back with another video. Subscribe, turn on that notification button so you don't get to miss out on it.